Hello there, friends. It is the Sunday morning spread from Cards of Light for the week of April 20th, 2025. Happy Easter. Brian Noe with you once again this week. Thank you for joining me around the tarot table for our 4-card reading for the week to come. Let's take just a moment as we do each time to kind of breathe and get centered in the body and get our minds quiet before we begin here this week. All right. We will be looking, as we always do on Sundays, at the 4 dimensions of our lives. We will start with the physical dimension, and we have the Princess of Discs. For that position this week, I'll move these cards out of the way a little ways. For the social emotional, we have the 5 of Discs. So 2 disc cards right off the bat. For the mental dimension, we have the Sun. And for the spiritual dimension, the Tower. That card has just popped up over and over, and it seems like in that dimension more than once lately. Okay, so an interesting spread, a pip card and a court card from the suit of discs, and 2 majors there with the Sun and the Tower up at the top of our little spread here this week. Let's take these one by one. Princess of Discs is Earth of Earth. Just about as grounded as you could possibly get, but also a beginner. And so this card is the person who is learning about the things of the world, the things of material reality, coming as she does here in this physical dimension of our lives, getting kind of a double whammy of earthy energy there. This feels like starting over to me with something, and I don't know if it is a diet regimen or an exercise plan, or it could be financial. I'm kind of getting the sense that maybe it is for somebody that there's just a complete starting again. This dimension of our lives, of course, is about all of that, about physical health, about financial matters, about our physical environment and all that. And so as we come into this week, if you are facing starting over with something, don't lose heart, because lots of good energy for that sort of activity will be coming your way throughout the week. I would say get back to basics, and also maybe take some time to approach whatever the situation is with a fresh perspective, with beginner's mind, and not keep trying the same things over and over that maybe haven't been working very well. But start with a fresh approach, and maybe as if you didn't know anything about the situation at all, do some research and things like that, and start completely fresh. That's kind of the energy of this card. Sort of the novice, sort of the babe in the woods. So, okay. Over here we have the 5 of Discs in the social emotional dimension of life. And Crowley styles this one worry. And worry is an apt way to describe the energy of this card. It's not really a positive problem solving or being aware of things or trying to do better. It's just worrying, and not in a way that where we're making plans, we're doing anything productive, but really just frightened and and nervous and anxious and worried. There's a lot of that, a lot of anxiety going around. I don't really know if I know anyone who feels at ease right at the moment, particularly here in the United States. And so um, it life will throw things at us. Um, no sense in borrowing trouble, though. There's a beautiful scripture that says, "Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof." And we need to remember that. Take things a day at a time, take problems one at a time, and don't borrow trouble from the future. There'll be plenty of it there that we have to deal with, but we shouldn't make a habit of placing our attention on the negative all of the time. Something that I would suggest is if you aren't already keeping a gratitude journal, it's a good time to start. That has been a real blessing in my life over the past 6 years. I guess I've been keeping a gratitude journal every day. I just write down 3 things that I'm grateful for. They can be big things, small things, but 3 things every day, and it really does make a difference in the way that I approach things. I think it makes me more effective at solving problems when they come. But it also makes me much more balanced and able to weather the negative stuff when I'm spending some time focusing intentionally on the positive things and the happy things in my life. Sometimes, we might say, "Oh, well, there aren't any," but if we look, we're still here, right? Um, so if we look, we'll usually find some things that we're grateful for. If nothing else, we can be grateful that things are not worse instead of worrying that they're going to get worse. So that's the message I'm taking from this card this week. Okay. The sun up in the mental dimension. And this is the light that nourishes us all. It is happiness and warmth and brightness and all of the things you would think about if you were standing outside on a beautiful day and the sun is just warming you and you hear birds songs and all maybe a gentle breeze, that kind of stuff. I'm trying to describe an idyllic situation here, people. Anyway, the sun is not it's not beating down and you're not crawling across the desert sands looking for water. You're just sitting there and enjoying the nice bright warmth on maybe a beautiful spring day. That's the energy of this card. In the mental dimension, we need to bring what light we can into our lives if we're not in the habit of, again, focusing on the positive things in our lives, but also spending time reading, uh, spending more time reading uh, and in some sort of life of the mind than just mindless scrolling on social media. Then we need to make time to do that, especially this week. We'll really be blessed and enriched in our lives if we bring some more sunshine into our minds, into the mental dimension of our lives this week. We can also find light by going within, by spending time in meditation, spending time in quiet, spending time just sitting still out in nature is not a bad thing at all to do, uh, not only for the physical aspects of it and the emotional aspects, but also for the mental aspects. It helps our mind get still and see things more clearly. And so I would just commend all of that to you this week. Take it for what it's worth. Okay, over here in the spiritual dimension, we have the Tower. And I usually describe this card as the hard reboot. Uh, it it may be uh, something unexpected that kind of comes along and knocks us off of our feet and makes us rethink everything, even the most basic things that we took for granted. Just everything up in the air, and it hasn't settled yet. There's been a lot of tower energy going on around us lately, again, especially in the U.S. The worst of that, I'm sure, is not behind us yet. What we can't do is let it completely throw us for a loop and knock us into a position where we're just focused on the negativity all the time. We need to take things being up in the air like this as an opportunity, first of all, to develop our own sense of equilibrium and equanimity, and to learn to be still and calm and clear in the midst of the turmoil and chaos. So we can do things to practice that. And when everything is up in the air, it gives us a good opportunity to do that. We can also look for ways to completely change our approach to living. It's easy to be complacent. And when the towers are tumbling, we get knocked out of that complacency. It may not be what we would like to see happen, but how we react and how we deal with that situation is really as important, if not more important, than what is going on in the external environment. I'm not just saying to readjust our expectations, downward. I think that we should continue to strive for the best and expect the best. But when everything gets thrown up in the air, then it's more important than ever that we cultivate the light in our minds, take care of ourselves physically, and don't get caught up in negativity, because it is easy to get swept away in all of that. So I guess I've been preaching enough for Easter Sunday here. I'd love to hear what you think about these cards, or any questions that you've got, or if you're feeling the energy of these cards, if you're somehow or another they're resonating with you. I would love to hear that. Or if any of this stuff plays out this week unexpectedly for you, I would love to hear that. You can either leave comments here on the video or pop on out to the weblog at atarotjourney.com and hit the contact button. You can email me there. I think that will do it for this week. We'll be back each day with the little daily short of my daily card draw. A little reflection on that card every day, and a little bit of maybe advice from the card for the day to come. Those usually drop afternoon the day before of any particular day, so you can look for that. And there'll be a playlist that I'll link to in the description here for those daily shorts. And I'll also be back on Thursday for 3-Card Thursday. In the meantime, I hope that you have a beautiful week, and I wish you peace. Take care.